I was a dancer in the Hōʻike for several years, and after graduation from Kamehameha, I became a kokua, which is a helper. And since I graduated from college last year, I've taken on additional responsibility as the director, as one of the directors. As we do every year, the directors get together, and so do the kokua. And we try to answer the basic question. And the question that we ask ourselves is, by the end of Hōʻike, what do we want our audience to go away with? What do we want them to see, feel, and experience? And so basically what we've done is, in keeping with the theme of Song Contest, we chose to take Helen Desha Beamer and give them a three-dimensional feel for who she really was. Not so much the fact that she was born in 1882 and she grew up in Hilo. More the fact that she was a musical genius. The poetry that she composed was fantastic. The musical lines, the melodies that she created, sometimes practically out of thin air, are classics still today. And they're just as good as they were from the day that she wrote it originally. And so what we like to do in this year's Hōʻike is take a look at all the things that she composed, her musical genius, the things that actually influenced and helped shape her, so things that she might have grown up seeing, and also the things that she left behind for everyone else. So the legacy that she left for her children and grandchildren, and things that are being performed even now in Hawaii by school children all over the state. And the first two songs, Kiawaiki and Mahai Ula, are songs that actually talk about her journey to a certain place and her stay there. So while she's on her way to the place that she's going to for the weekend, she's seeing all of the things that she passes in by. She sees the ocean in front of her. She sees the mountains that come passing by her. And she starts poetically writing these songs that are so beautiful. The next song that you hear, Kawohi Ku Kapulani and Pua Malihini, are actual gifts to family members of hers. Kawohi Ku Kapulani is the name of her daughter, and Pua Malihini is a song that was written for her daughter's fiancé. And so at that time, Helen was being touched by just, the love that was going into this marriage. And so she wrote what has become the greatest, probably her greatest composition, many say, Kawohi Ku Kapulani, the most well-known composition that she's ever done. The next section that we'll be doing is a kahiko set. And I think it's important to kind of say, first off, that what we're trying not to do is to do hula in the Beamer style. I think that's important for a couple of reasons. The most important, though, being that for generations, the Beamers have been composing, writing, and performing songs as lei or gifts to other people. So what we hope to do this year is to, in a way, take their songs and fashion a lei for them and present it to them in our own way, and in a way that only Kamehameha schools, in a sense, can. And so for this kahiko section, what we're doing is taking some pretty famous Beamer repertoire, and we've choreographed it, and we'll be looking at some of the stories that Helen Desha Beamer might have grown up with and heard about when she was a youngster. So going back to what are the stories, or what are the things that she might have heard while growing up. These are the stories that we want to tell during the kahiko section. After the kahiko section, we'll be seeing a couple more numbers that were written by Helen Desha Beamer, Keli'i Hulu Mamo, which is written for Princess Kahanu. And once again, the poetry and the music is just beautiful. It talks about, it compares Princess Kahanu to the Hulu Mamo, the rarest yellow feathers provided by the Mamu bird. And so that's what we'll be talking about for Keli'i Hulu Mamo. Kimo Hula was a song written for a friend, Kimo Hula. That is a classic in every hula school. If you go to any hula school, they probably have one version that they've learned from one time or another or performed. And next we'll be performing Pupu Hinu Hinu and Kahuliaku, which in itself has a great history, because literally every school child in Hawaii at one time or another has learned this song, and it is definitely a treasure given to us by the Beamer family. The last song that we'll be doing is Nakuahivi e Lima, which is really just like how schools have rally songs. This song is just one of the Beamer favorites. As they'll tell you, and as people who know the Beamer family might tell you, Nakuahivi e Lima is just one of those outstanding pieces that everybody can just get up and sing along to. This year's Hōʻike cast will also be joined by 100 elementary school students. And as is the custom, they'll be dancing Pupu Hinu Hinu, which should be just something wonderful, because for you and I, we've all experienced having to dance that. And so just seeing it again might be a really nice treat for everybody too. Pupu Hinu Hinu will definitely be a climax, but we'll take it hopefully a step further with Nakuahivi e Lima, and that's when the whole cast will get up and dance. So there's about 80 in the Hōʻike cast and 100 little children. So we hope to just fill that place with song and dance that really belongs to the Beamers. We hope that the audience will walk away, the students, everyone watching, will get a better sense of who Helen Desha Beamer was. Once again, not just when she was born, who her children was, but actually go away knowing who she was through the poetry that she created, by the songs that she sang, and by the hula that she taught to her children and grandchildren. She grew up around some of the best oratory in Hawaii. Stephen Desha, her uncle, was one of the most fantastic orators of his time. And she grew up knowing the power of the spoken word. And so when you hear her poetry and you hear the words that she uses to describe the scenes around her, she picks only the right words. She picks the very best words to describe what she's seeing. And we hope that through the Hōʻike performance, that they would have got a better understanding of just the wonderful things that she had to leave to all of Hawaii. And we hope that we present this lei to the Beamer family with just as much love as we can give, because for generations, the Beamers have given song, dance, and music in its finest form to us. So we hope to repay the favor in this way.